That Comic Podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to That Comic Podcast. I'm your host, Minty, and with me, as always, are my wonderful sidekicks. First, Mr. Moshko.
Can I kick it?
Sometimes.
Yes,
and... No, just sometimes. And then there's P Feature.
Hello, Internet.
Oh, we sounded good. We have so many to go through today, so I'm just rushing through them. And then there's Lance with a question mark. Are we sure?
Sucks.
Sometimes.
Just yeah.
No, we've killed that narrative now.
I think
No.
so.
No, I think that one's on and going and alive and well. And then there's the horror historian himself, Buzzington.
What's up?
I like how it's
We're
just-
looking like the Brady Bunch again.
We are. It's the whole gang is here. Even Baby Huey. We got.
What's going
there
on?
are so many people. We were like, Baby Huey, could you do me a favor?
Can you not talk
Can
today?
you
Okay.
be a producer?
Can you do your job?
Yes. And with that being said, this is like last week and the week before and the week before and the week before. We are going to keep this show to an hour. It's probably bullshit, but we're going to try 45 to an hour. We're going to try, and that's because this week, unlike usually, we only have our one show, but we are actually going to have a little surprise show later in the week. So you will get your double dose of That Comic Podcast this week. So with that being said, and the fact that news is a little light,
Awesome.
I mean, okay,
Hell yeah.
Hey,
some of it's awesome.
It's going to be awesome, and we're even leaving out the Fast and Furious news.
There's Fast.
Wait.
Yeah. No, we can talk about the Fast.
It's
and Furious
ending.
News. We can talk about it. I heard about the Fast and Furious news. Let's throw that at the end. We'll throw that at the end because that was ridiculous. Stupid. It made me go, oh, Moshko, you and your Jurassic Park. it's Jurassic Park, man. It's the same trash that I love. All right, but with that being said, let's get into, I think, probably the biggest story this week, and it's probably going to be the biggest story for a while, at least until this show ends, which is going to be Ironheart. So, Features, what's been happening with that? Because it seems like the internet is once again divided. Crazy, I know.
Yeah, they are divided, and what happened is the Ironheart show, which just premiered, was it last week now?
Yeah.
Yep.
It got met with a lot of negative reviews. It was
No
bombed. I mean,
Boo
well,
birds were out.
Yeah.
Birds.
The
Boo birds.
Yeah, and the craziest part was that the review bombing happened before the show premiered. It's crazy.
Well, but it's par for the course with Marvel. I mean, Echo did the same thing, so did Captain Marvel. I mean, the unfortunate truth is this has happened to several projects now, MCU-wise.
Yeah, but I feel like, especially with Ironheart, these review bombings are definitely undeserved, and some fans felt that way as well, so they started fighting back by leaving some positive reviews, which is great.
Yeah, when it came out, it was fun. The way that it evened out was incredible.
Yes. It started, it was 32%, was like super low. And then
On Rotten Tomatoes, by the way. Rotten Tomatoes
Yeah.
and IMDb, I believe, are the two places.
they were the two major ones that they were
They got
bombing
the
them on.
bombing.
Yeah. But it did start off really low, and then after the show came out, the fans kind of rallied up and got it somewhat close to the critic score, which is at 70% last time it was checked.
You want to know where it's at right this
Yeah,
second?
where's it at
Yeah,
now?
where's it at now?
Critic is at 87.
Ooh, okay.
Nice.
Warming up more
and
people.
the what are those people called? The actual people, the people of the
The
world.
viewers?
The
viewers,
fans.
It's got this popcorn-o-meter. I don't know, whatever. It's at 57% for the general public.
That seems about right. I think that's a fair score. I think
I'm
that's a fair
surprised
score.
the
You know-
critic is so high right now.
I'm
I'm
not
not.
surprised.
It's
I'm not surprised.
actually pretty good. It's not a
Do you
bad
think-
show.
Well, let's do this then. Let's now get into the review
on.
portion of
One
this,
more
we
thing.
haven't actually said what we think about the
One
show.
more- let me add one last thing. The critic, there's only 73 reviews, so it's very, very small.
Okay.
And we also know how the tomato score or whatever actually works. It's like they use some funny math.
Yeah,
So
it's not
we
the
won't
same
get
as
into it.
Metacritic, but it's close
Right.
enough. It's enough for you to get a general idea of how people are treating the show, and it was very obvious from the get-go that people were being unfair to the show before it came out just because they don't
100%.
respect the character.
yeah. Which
And that respect goes from in many different ways. It goes all the way back to when she was first debuted in the comics, to just people being upset with how the MCU is going now, to the usual suspects you're expecting to be pissed off about a show like Ironheart.
Yeah. I mean,
Do we think that?
Go ahead.
I was going to say
Do we
that
think-
it's tough to make a hit out of something that isn't an icon yet. And it takes decades to make an icon out of these characters. And it's a beautiful show, and it's really well done, but you really got to turn out as a fan if you want it to stick, because the icons are what are hitting. The icons are what are hot. They've been around for 8 decades, or between 5 to 8 decades. So
well, it's James.
new
I
character.
At least in that regard, I would argue that James Gunn has them high on their own supply over at Marvel, because he was able to kick out Guardians of the Galaxy and make such a hell of a franchise.
He is a particularly talented filmmaker.
Well, then you throw Black Panther into the mix. That was also a comic that wasn't selling particularly well comparatively, and then all of a sudden the movie is $1 billion franchise. I mean, and I would argue putting Ryan Coogler so much higher up on the map than he already was. I mean, he had some great films under his belt already, but where that took him and the cultural phenomenon that movie was, is it kind of gave this sense of, we can throw anything at the fans and they will love it. And the Disney Phase 4 era proved that was not true. And I think this is a remnant of past Disney. I think this is the finale of that, let's say, headless version of the MCU for a phase where there was nobody really running the ship. I think that's what this is, and I think that's why it's almost expected, as unfortunate as it is, because the show is not bad. It's not. It doesn't deserve anything that it's getting.
I love it. The idea of this anti-hero role, where it's not a good person but not a bad person, that struggle and the respect and the themes of the show, like, it's very well done. I love it.
Well, the irony of people being upset about that is that Tony Stark is that character. I mean, that's who Tony was. He was a flawed weapons salesman.
And all of them are.
Right.
Black
So
Widow,
many ways.
Assassin, the Hulk, wants to kill everybody. Keep going.
Even Cap was on the run.
All right, what were we saying, Feach?
I was saying, like, in so many ways, the Ironheart character mirrors Tony Stark, just in her own unique way, like in her own lifestyle. Like people not liking it bothers me, and I totally understand it. I felt the same way when Miles was first introduced. That was a bad handoff. It's a bad handoff. And Ironheart,
And let's be honest, Ironheart had the same exact handoff.
Yes.
I mean, they quite literally killed Tony, and then like
too.
a week later they went, "Oh, by the way."
right. And
Bendis
it
characters.
wasn't received well. I didn't receive it well either. But I feel like after all this time, and I'll grant it, Miles has definitely paid more dues than Ironheart has. But still, it's been so much time. We gotta cut this character some slack and let her live as her own thing. It's not an Iron Man replacement. It's not an Iron Man replacement.
This is where I would disagree with you in one place. And
Okay.
it's not because I don't believe that the show doesn't deserve a chance. I believe that just saying the character does, even though the character hasn't done anything worth being surprised or excited about, is not the best way to go about it, because you're trying to force people to like things that they haven't given you a reason to like. But that doesn't mean this show isn't going to be good. Chris Hemsworth's Thor is the only reason I care about Thor. I know that pisses people off, Straczynski, all that stuff. I get that pisses people off, but I had Thunderstrike growing up, and I hated him. So I didn't like Thor, and I didn't like Thor until Chris Hemsworth came around. Right. So, and it's that's true with so many characters that it's unfair to not give Ironheart's MCU debut the same kind of respect. But I don't think the character necessarily deserves your respect. I think the show deserves a chance to earn your respect.
Okay, that's fair, 100%.
With it originally being a movie and then cut into a show, do you think that has anything to do with them throwing the show at us in these 6 episodes in 2 weeks and then done?
No, I think that was probably their kind of plan for a lot of these. They were getting cut back and forth between movies and not. I mean, Armor Wars was the same way.
So, I mean, like, in the sense where people are reacting before the show is even out, and then given the first 3 episodes and then the last 3 episodes the week after, not really giving people a chance to react before consuming the entire thing. Do you think that was on purpose?
Well, it's definitely on purpose to split it up. I mean, there's no question there. But as far as I think the company was probably assuming they were going to get some kind of hate for this. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but Robert Downey Jr. was on his I Love Ironheart tour for a little bit here.
Heavy.
And that's because I'm sure they were kind of expecting this, because they've been down this road before with multiple other characters. But here's another thing to continue to remember. just because the show deserves the respect to finish it, see if it's any good, doesn't make it good. And I know that's another thing to keep in mind. I don't think this show is special in any means. It's not bad. It's definitely worth watching and it's entertaining, but it's nowhere near a great show. It's fun and I'm liking it, and maybe I'll love it by the end, but it's not some I cannot wait for the next episode. Like, if I wasn't doing a podcast, I can't guarantee I would watch it.
That's fair too. And to be, go ahead.
Well, and my point is that doesn't mean that it can't be good, and it doesn't mean that it can't be, open to criticism, but that does mean you should at least watch the fucking show before you make up what your mind is.
Exactly. And I think that's what really burns me the most is how do you review bomb something before it even comes out? Like, that's just ridiculous.
There's a subset of humans out there right now that just want to shit on everything.
Yeah, it's easy
That's
to do.
fun for them.
It's so much easy. It's so easy to do.
Well, and those feelings are validated. They're validated by channels that make their money through,
rage baiting.
Yeah, rage baiting is better because it's not hate mongering. It's not. It's realizing that they could monetize hate by building an audience out of negativity.
But see, that's problematic in the sense that when you have situations like this, and mind you, I'm not calling anybody that review bombed this thing racist at all because I don't believe that that's the case. But the optics of it.
Yeah.
I think some of them probably were.
Oh, some of them.
Look, the population of the planet doubled in the 1980s. That means there's twice as many assholes running around. So I'm sure a few of them
Assholes live forever.
Assholes live forever. Put it on a T-shirt.
It's a brand.
It's a brand?
It's a brand.
Is it really?
wow.
Sold in a Wawa at 2 a.m. on Halloween one night. Could not fucking believe it.
Wow.
So good. Oh, so
I took
good.
a picture of the guy. I was like, yeah, come here, man. You see that jacket.
But to close off what I'm saying, I feel like none of these properties or IPs should ever come down or be intertwined in something that could feel like it's just being hated on or crapped on because of who the character is or what they are. And I understand like people in the black community could feel that way because again, the optics of it looks like, well, y'all hating on it so far. Of course it's not Iron Man.
But that same thing happened with Reva in Star Wars.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is that the people conflate the two. I don't disagree that there are probably, racist assholes out there who are crapping all over this show before it ever came out because God forbid there be a black lead. I don't think that that's outside of the realm of possibility. I think it's a certainty. But I also don't think it's the vast majority of people who dislike the show. I think it's probably a handful of the people willing to review bomb because you got to be a certain kind of asshole to go out of your way to do that.
Right.
But I also don't think that people now that the show's out who have legitimate takes and criticism, I don't think that we should be lumping them together. Now, I do think that people who make those criticisms have a really bad habit of lumping themselves in.
Yes.
By going, well, everyone's going to call me racist because I don't think this. It's like, well, maybe just don't even bring that part up. right. You don't even have to mention that. You could just say you don't like the way the character was written.
Exactly. And here's the thing. People, if you're going to review it, don't even comment on race. Just actually break down the show.
Wait, she's black?
No, she's iron.
Oh,
Ironheart.
got
The
it.
character is fine. Dominic Thorne does a wonderful job. It's everything else going on in the show that's messed up.
Yeah, I think the hood's a little bland.
Yeah, and he's
a
really
little
good
bland.
in a lot of things, but he's not good in this.
He's a little bland. It's a
In
solid
Transformers.
B. It's better than Echo.
Yes.
I enjoy it way more than I enjoy Echo. I don't have any real qualms or issues with it. I just don't think it's anything that special.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too crazy, but it's a good show, which it should be. It's a
fun
solid
enough.
good show. Yeah.
It's like
Good.
Features saying,
I'm excited to watch the ending.
Yeah, it's like Features saying it's getting the Miles treatment. It's going to take a while to build. It's a new character. She's only been around for a little while.
Well, and they're kind of hoping it's doing the Endgame Captain Marvel thing because this apparently is leading right into Doomsday.
Okay.
So however this ends is going to have some kind of connection to Doomsday. And that's part of what made Captain Marvel a billion-dollar franchise, which is why they were so shocked that the second movie didn't do nearly as well. But if you put it in between Endgame and Infinity War, everyone's going to go see that movie because they think it has so much to do with the end of the Avengers.
It's the connective tissue. That's what people think. Yep.
But
which Mephisto's going to save the show, so it doesn't really matter.
yeah. That's why we're there. So
Yeah, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, look,
Ghost Rider.
What's up? Yeah,
Ghost Rider
gets
shows
us
up.
one step closer to Ghost Rider. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe there's just one in the background.
Let's do it.
All right. So that's my point. Here we go. This is a prime example. Some shows that come out, we will dedicate damn near an entire episode to them. Ironheart, we're more concerned the fact that people are assholes before it ever come out, and now it's come out, and we are also like, all right, you guys ready to move on?
Right.
That's the unfortunate truth of this show. It's not that special. It's great. It's fun. It's fun, but it's not that special.
Yeah,
But maybe that'll change.
There's a lot to desire with these TV productions, and luckily we have a special presentation coming up.
Yes.
Oh.
yes.
Oh.
Yes, and I
And
don't
we
think
have
that
a few
one
more
will have the same
details on
problem.
this. Do you want to hear about the details?
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
Yes, please.
No.
Okay.
Regale
So
us.
we have some confirmation about the Marvel Punisher TV special. As we know, this was coming out. They're aiming for 2026. I'm guessing this will be about 45 minutes to an hour. We'll see. This is going to be part of Phase 6. Reinaldo Marcus Green is co-writing and directing this. If you know, he's from King Richard. And when we say King Richard, are we talking about the
Slap.
Will Smith movie?
Is
that
that
the
what
one?
it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
The tennis movie.
I forget.
About
I don't
the
know if it's
Williams
that or
sisters?
obviously there's other King Richard movies.
The
but
Smack DVD? No.
we'll check on that. But it looks like
No,
shoots are going to
it's
start in mid-July once Born Again Season 2 wraps. And Bernthal is,
I heard
Exciting.
a really fun rumor that's probably not true, but
Say
it would
it.
be awesome if it's kind of that apparently because season 2 of Daredevil has to happen where we're going to see a lot of the Defenders come back, and Disney's now got a lot of their own street level characters that there's rumor that the Punisher or short, whatever this is, the special presentation might be revamping the Defenders for the MCU era. So who's on their team then? And if you don't know what you're doing with Moon Knight, just a maybe. Let me get a Moon Knight in Defenders. Let me get a Heroes for Hire spinoff. Let me get a because remember we heard the I mean I don't even know if we talked about this on the show, but the new plan for Marvel moving forward is that the movies are going to focus on larger tentpole characters and crossover events, and the TV shows are going to focus purely on street level characters, which you tried to do with Netflix, by the way. So it's the same exact plan that you had before, but
Right.
it is at least a little bit more cohesive than it once was.
Yeah.
And the fact that they already have so many established characters moving into this new street level world, I love the idea. Like instead of trying
Stabilizes
to
it. Yeah,
right, don't
stabilizes it.
ham fist everyone into the movies, right? Hold some. Let's keep some back for our street level guys. Like I like that. We don't need Moon Knight in the MCU. Or excuse me, in the Avengers movies. But Moon Knight in a Defenders show.
Even
Yeah.
Kate Bishop
Yeah.
making cameos.
Yeah, Kate can go, but she can go with the Young Avengers.
Yeah.
So would that tie into the Midnight Suns as well?
Well, you could, but you can have people bounce around. You have a lot more, you have a little bit more fluidity about when and where you use them, as far as MCU proper, we'll call it, as far as the movies.
We
So-
just cracked the whole Supernatural saga right here.
Well, that's. I mean, we still know that's apparently the big tentpole. It's X-Men, Supernatural, and space-varying stories. So, not Incursion. The hell's his name? I did this last time too.
Oh,
Wait, who?
From the negative,
Negative Zone, dude.
Oh, Annihilus.
Annihilus. It's supposed to focus on Annihilus. It's supposed to focus on the Supernatural with Mephisto, and it's supposed to focus on the X-Men.
So wait, is this Punisher special going to be magic bullets?
No.
well,
Okay.
one thing I
Oh.
didn't get to mention, there's a casting call out for a female crime boss, which could be Ma Nucci, if you're familiar with
No.
her.
Pasta?
Yeah, I can't necessarily do a full breakdown of said character, but there are pictures of her where she's a quadriplegic, so interesting.
Well, that took a turn. I wasn't
Right.
expecting those.
Yeah, I don't know the full details, but she was
That was a
created
hell
by,
of a detail to bring up, though.
She was created in July 2000 was her first appearance. Looks like Gareth.
That's
Ennis.
kind of weird. You haven't done anything with the Power Broker. Could have just used that as your mob boss. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's not
yeah.
really a mob boss, but still,
Internationally.
it's a loose thread you could tie up.
I expect her to show up in.
And it's spelled
Ironheart.
GNUCCI, which I imagine is Nucci.
All right.
Nucci.
All right, we're done. We're done. If you're going to start Jay and Silent bombing, we're finished. That story's over. That story's done. Let's move on to, I think, probably the most exciting Instagram post I've seen in a long time from Matt Reeves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
some exciting Instagram
Batman
posts
2.
out there.
Oh, yeah. Now I need to know more about what you're talking about. What pages are you following, Moshko?
No, you know what I usually do? I usually go to the Explorer section. I click on something, and then I see what everybody else is liking.
Oh, no.
And that's always interesting
That's a
because
scary thing to
a lot of people
That is a
forget.
rabbit hole.
I know, because a lot of people forget everyone else can see what they're liking.
I don't like how devious you look right now. Anyway, moving over back to Matt Reeves here, as it's been a whole big to-do about the Batman script being finished and people being a little upset. I mean, what did James Gunn say? Get off his nuts
Yeah.
about finishing the script, and that he was essentially just a slow writer. But he did release an image of him and his writing partner sitting in the background with a completed script, and it's called The Batman 2. James Gunn, from the last I heard, there was he was in an interview. Someone brought it up saying he didn't get a chance to actually read it yet. But everybody is super excited that they can actually start moving into production, and we don't have to worry about any more pushbacks. Like at this point, there should be no more reasons to push this story off any further.
Now, this could be a reach with it too, with that post. But the tagline that he has on there, the partners in crime, and then parentheses said fighters, like the rumor is that it could be alluding to Robin.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I think it's more the fact that his writing partner is sitting with him in the photo, but I don't know if Battinson is kind of Robin ready.
Yeah.
Right.
He's a little
Yeah.
young for. I mean, he just did year one.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And what Robin would they put in that movie anyway?
It would have to be Dick. It amazes me how many times we've talked about Robin on this show, and I go Dick Grayson, and all of you just. You would think I'm on here with 15-year-olds, but we're 45.
12.
Sorry, Moshko.
Nice, Moshko.
Sorry, Moshko. I just wanted to round it out for everybody. That's all I was trying to do. I was being
round
nice.
me down.
I was being nice. Don't say that.
Well, I'm glad it's
Got a
done written
birthday
because
coming up.
I like the first movie
So much.
Yeah.
So much.
And,
One of the best Batman
I like
movies.
a detective Batman. I
Yeah.
know there's been a lot of hate on it, but I like a good detective Batman. I like it to be a crime story. It just don't make it 3 hours. You know what I mean? Like I want to get out of there. Yeah, just make it a good one.
What are you guys hoping for? Like, are you hoping what villain? I mean, you know me. I'm still Mr. Freeze. That's what I want.
I love the ground levelness of it. I love to see like a Zaz.
A Zaz
You know?
would be cool, like a real Zaz, not
Like
like
a real Zaz,
Throw him
yeah.
under the bus for the opening of the story Zaz, which he normally
Yep.
is.
Calendar Man.
No, God, what?
Who? What?
If you say Condiment King, I'm cutting your mic.
You know, I actually don't know what I want to see in it. I'm kind of like, I'm happy that they finished it, so now my excitement is building for it.
Well, and with the fact that we have Brave and the Bold coming for the DCU, and because we've seen what Superman looks like, we know that's the fantastical side of Batman. Like, we're going to get our Killer Crocs there. We're going to get obviously our Clay Faces there. We're going to get, our more ridiculous over the top, our Man Bats. What we can do with Matt Reeves is keeping it level, keeping it grounded, keeping it more realistic. And I think that's a smart move for it, but that does limit the characters that you pull from. I mean, obviously you can do the Joker. They eventually will. It's inevitable that happens.
Damn well they're gonna throw Penguin in there again. You're
Oh,
gonna
he's
have
coming
Sophia
back.
Falcone. Like,
Yeah, but I don't know if Penguin will play a role outside of like an informant so they can get a season 2. I don't know if I think they save Penguin at this point.
I think Penguin's role in the next one he'll probably be the same at the level we meet him in the Arkham games, where he has the iceberg lounge and everything. I think that's where we're going to get that. That's where Penguin will be at.
But it'll be like a cameo. He's getting questioned to chase down a lead, and then we'll move out of there.
well, they're gonna
Yeah.
have to like progress the story between Catwoman and Sophia. Like, they have to.
That's who I actually, as
That'd be
a
awesome.
grounded Batman movie, I would
Yeah.
love to see the interactions with Catwoman, because we haven't really gotten like her being a thief. and perusing around the rooftops of Gotham.
Well, yeah, but there's going to always be a will they, won't they, and it's going to be a
Oh, they
Romeo
will.
and Juliet kind of. Oh, I'm sure the direction that the Batmans have been going. But if that's the case, who's the actual villain that gets punched in the face? That's why Zaz is a good one. Zaz and Catwoman are actually not bad. I mean, I think Zaz is a title. Is a character that if you said they were going to focus on Zaz, most people would go, eh. But I could see how cool that could be of just seeing like just cuts to like bodies and then a guy just cutting himself in a different area of his body, right? And then there could be really cool way you can play with making Zaz more interesting than he has been in the past because he comes off as a throwaway villain that you start your story with.
Yeah. Or you know what? Something even I don't want to say even more interesting, but would be cool even as a grounded movie, kind of sort of would be like The Court of Owls.
A Court of Owls would be great.
I love that.
Yeah, that was a walk.
Just a lot of kind of sort of. You
had
had to walk up the stairs of maybe, possibly, kind of, almost, sometimes.
Stop in the bathroom. Yeah.
Oh man.
Only on Tuesdays. So yeah, all right. So we're all excited for Batman,
Yes.
right? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
All right, cool. I don't think we need to talk any more about that. Let's talk about something that we're not excited for. Moshko, tell me about what's happening with good old Tom Holland.
Tommy Holly.
See, I wouldn't even. I know we're going to lead into the story this way, but I would just say that, the director has been set now for 007, and there's rumors about people taking the helm of James Bond, who we think it's going to be James Bond, we imagine, but it'll be 007. And Tom Holland, though, happens to be one of the names that is out there. So,
And I'm also seeing likely. I've seen several times top choice.
From what I've
who?
seen,
The comic book sites?
Top choice? Wow.
his name popped up a while ago, and people immediately were like, that could be cool, but not really. And then it quieted down, and then we got 2 Spider-Man movies since then, and then now it's popped back up because Universal has said, like, hey, these are our 3 final actors that we're really excited about.
Terrible choice. Let me just start with that.
Ooh.
I agree.
Tom Holland as James Bond is an awful choice. Just awful. This is one of those times where you need to go Henry Cavill. You need to go.
No, Cavill.
You need to go with somebody that's like 5'8" and up.
Well, wait, hold on. It's James Bond. Let's take this back a second. I grew
Okay.
up with Pierce Brosnan. That's my James Bond.
Yeah.
So Henry Cavill, hell yeah. What James Bond are you trying to recreate?
It's not recreating. It's out of. So there's all. Number one, it's not going to be Henry Cavill. It's going to be a new up-and-coming actor, someone who has, some things to actually prove, not someone who's super established, although now I'm completely killing my thought. But, the one guy who is Patrick Gibson, we know Patrick Gibson, right?
From that name.
Dexter.
Dexter.
Okay.
Yeah, so young Dexter. He's a possible name. There's a ton of
Oh, I don't like him at all. Don't get
Theo
me wrong, he's a
James.
fun young Dexter, but I don't want a young Bond, I don't think.
Well,
Like, I
he's,
get the idea of a young Bond becoming a 00, but the more I look at young Bond, I'm like, man.
Well, we could sub Patrick for Idris.
Dude, I was not against Idris Elba. I was not against that at all. I think
That's
Idris Elba could kill that role.
the guy that's playing what's his name? Eldris Hodges.
Aldous Hodge?
His yeah, Green Lantern coming up. He's a name that's in there. He's pretty awesome. The big one that I really started to think about, and I think I gave the note to you guys saying that they really need to move along with this Batman script, is Pattinson.
I've heard a
Yeah.
rumor about Aaron Taylor Johnson.
That's the I've and
That was
he's
around for a while.
From
He's making the rumor bigger. Like, cause people will bring up Bond and he goes, I can't talk about it. Like, he's doing his PR team is like, they've made it sound like he's got the role.
Oh,
yeah, dude, Craven.
Yeah,
He does not do well at the box office.
That's
No, he
because
really
he's
doesn't.
taking crap roles. And
Dude,
it's not his fault.
Dude,
It's
he's
really
in
not
too
his fault.
much because he's got a sugar mama, the producer, that puts him in everything.
Yeah.
That's the dirt on him. Yeah,
Oh, Aaron Taylor Johnson? Is that true?
100%. My wife confirmed it. Yep.
Wow.
I love the non-biased source.
Austin Butler is also a big name.
Oh, yeah.
now, something
My dad
that's-
told me.
This may very well be the first time that Bond is not English or Scott.
okay.
Is American.
I don't
Not
like
Let me
that.
put it that way.
No, I don't like
like
that.
that at
I
all.
don't like that.
I don't like that at all.
Why?
Why
'Cause
is he American?
Why not?
Because he's a British character.
Okay,
And
so
I
Tom
don't need,
Holland
I don't,
plays.
I don't need a British
Hold on.
version of The Office.
Hold on,
with my
Tom
James
Holland
Bond.
plays a dude from New York. Tom Holland plays a dude from New York.
Yeah,
What?
but he plays a dude from New York.
Okay, why can't a guy from
But
New
it-
York
but hold
play
on.
a guy from London?
I'm not saying that he. Oh no, well he can. I just don't want the actual guy from London to be American.
yeah.
I thought you were trying to say that James Bond would be American in the story. You're just
No,
saying
he'd
he'd
still
be
be-
played
Oh,
by
no,
American.
just
Oh,
That's
an
different.
American
All right,
guy.
all right.
Okay, all
If he's played by an American, I don't care. That
Yeah.
I don't care about that at all. But if you're saying that James Bond is now American, I'm like, what is this, the Pope? That's not how this works.
Well, it is
First
a
off-
title, right?
I mean, yeah, but it's a title for MI6, and they're primarily over in the UK, right? English, British.
Yeah, that's the British Secret Service.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good point.
FBI. See,
Unless
Yeah.
they spread
Yeah.
it out. I don't know, but I think a lot of this is going to move real fast because Amazon wants to. That's why this Batman thing's happening quick.
Well, they're about to lose the boys. I mean, their franchise. I mean,
Yeah.
right now they got Invincible, and that's pretty much it.
There's just so many names around it.
Nope. Big old nope.
Yeah.
Big old nope. When I think of James Bond, I don't think of these are a lot of like
who do you want, Minty? Because
somebody.
You're
I think Henry Cavill would be great.
what?
Henry Cavill would be great.
I think James Bond. You guys are weird. Your
I think he's too
versions of
big.
James Bond are bizarre to me.
He's too physically big. I think.
Yes, but
No, he's not
Bond
too
is
physically
somewhat
big.
intimidating.
Yeah, listen, Bond
Bond's
has
a
to be
tall person,
suave.
but he's like 215 soaking wet.
Who's playing Doctor Who?
He's playing Doctor Who.
Who's
Is
playing
that-
Doctor Who?
Actually, it's funny you bring that up. They brought back Billy Piper. Actually.
Oh, nice.
Oh
It's
yeah.
weird that you brought that up. I wasn't even going to bring this up, but they got rid of the 15th Doctor, and they're bringing back Billy Piper from season 9 of New Who with
Wait.
Eccleston.
Is he
She's
also?
gonna be-
She's going to be the Doctor.
Doc-
Yeah, she popped
How
up.
does that? What?
I have no idea how that works at all. The
She's
rumor
multi-billionaire.
the rumor is the Bad Wolf storyline where she looks into the heart of the TARDIS and kind of like absorbs
Yeah.
the power of the TARDIS for a little bit. That's the
That was
rumor.
lame.
But she just pops up. It literally is they do the regeneration and she just all of a sudden it's her and she goes, "Oh, hello there," and it stops and it's like, what the hell just happened?
So is it her or is it the Doctor becoming
the
her?
Doctor her with her face. Unless it's
Right.
her. I
So
mean,
it's-
we know that Tennant came back as Tennant.
Right.
It wasn't a new version
Right.
of Tennant. He went back to the old face. So I don't know. I don't know how it works. It was a really nice episode. They had what's her name, the 13th Doctor? No, yes, 13th
Talking about
Doctor.
the latest
Yeah.
Christmas special?
No,
or-
no, in the episode where the regeneration happens.
Oh right.
Is this the same show that Disney Plus just dropped?
Yeah, it's
Yep.
not. It's not great. It's not great. It's not great. But you know, I keep
Let,
up with
let
who.
Minty know in the comments
Well,
how you feel. about it.
Netflix and HBO are eyeing it up. So
Are eyeing up Doctor Who?
yeah,
Ooh, Netflix and HBO are eyeing up Doctor Who.
Listen, Netflix could put some more money behind Doctor Who too.
Then Disney.
A
Absolutely.
lot of potential.
Not before,
old
not
sci-fi
more than
classic.
Disney, but they'll put more money behind it.
I mean,
I'm-
that show's always had like a $45 per episode budget. You know?
Those old ones, yeah.
right.
Those old ones are scam.
BBC is still producing it, so you're not going to get.
Never mind.
It's still
But that's
gonna
what
be
they were
trash.
known for. That was the whole point of the show. Is they would go into the prop closet and go, "What do we got? Gas masks? All right, we're doing a whole episode about aliens that look
Duct
like they got
tape.
gas masks on.
Duct
Yep,
tape all
we got
over
this.
it.
Why do you think their biggest enemy is an upside down trash can?
Yes.
It's a Roomba.
Yeah,
Exterminate.
a Roomba with a trash can on it and a plunger,
Exterminate.
and he's phenomenal. Talking about my Daleks that way.
The fucking theme song, man. It's so cool. Sorry.
I'm with you. Trash show, but I can't get away.
It
from it.
puts me to sleep.
Well, it depends on the Doctor. Like I didn't like Matt Smith, but I love Tennant. I like some of Eccleston.
I love how Rick
I
and
heard
Morty
Capaldi
kind
was
of
great.
copied it.
Yeah, I heard he was
Capaldi
great.
was great.
You want to
I
know
kinda
about
fell off
another
then.
show that puts me to sleep?
Oh
that?
yeah, put me to sleep too.
Bob Ross.
Bob Ross.
Sandman,
That,
Sandman season 2.
Sandman.
Oh yeah,
Is
Yes.
it?
Sandman.
Sandman.
I didn't think this was coming out. I thought with the allegations and the cancellation of Neil Gaiman that this was just done and sorry
much
for
money.
your time.
Yeah,
But
they spent a lot of
Well-
money on it.
Too much money.
Well, you know what? I think a while ago we talked about this second season supposedly coming out, even amongst the allegations, because it was already done or something like
Yep.
that, or they had already started filming.
Pretty sure.
But they was like,
Yeah.
this second season that's it. There's no more of this. which I'm
So
still shocked they got a second season.
I'm gonna watch it because I loved the first season. I love the
Perfect.
Sandman.
We'll have an opinion, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in for Lance's thoughts.
You finished the first. I'm still stuck on episode 2.
One.
I did. I love it. I love the book, and the book's a hard read for a lot of people as well. You know, and if you're not into the lore and the characters, then the actor that plays the Sandman is phenomenal. Like, he looks exactly like he does in the comics, which
He does.
is wild.
I read the
don't
books;
think
they were great.
I don't think any of
Yeah.
that was the problem with the show. I just think the show is just god awful slow, like slower than like.
So is the book.
Well,
I'll
the
watch
books, yeah.
Andor. I'll watch Andor all the way through before I'm
See-
able to finish Sandman. I'm sorry, I'm not.
now,
That's
I
not a
will
diss
say
Andor.
you're judging a show based on less than an episode that you've watched, talking about how bad the pacing is for the
That's
full
true.
show. I'm just saying. Now, it's
No,
been
you're
out for
right.
a while, so it's not the same as review bombing.
You're
but I'm
right.
just saying.
Listen, I tried. I started the second episode and I just couldn't stay with it.
I'm
It was
right there
just-
with you. The pacing of the first episode is hard to watch, and I didn't get past the second episode. I'm not gonna. We talked about this on the show. I was all excited for it, and then we finally came out, and I fell asleep, and I never revisited it.
Yeah.
But you know what? I almost don't blame Sandman as much as I blame Netflix.
Yeah.
This is a topic maybe for another time, but something that kills me about Netflix is that they will not put their shows with all of the other aggregator apps where you can kind of see what you're watching. Like, for example, Apple TV Plus or the Apple TV app, so you can see what shows are new. You have to remember to go to Netflix.
Yeah,
So, like, I
yeah.
still haven't finished Sweet Tooth because I never
yeah.
think to check Netflix. Like, I always look at my list and I go, oh, I got all these shows to watch, or this movie came out, or blah, 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 blah. And then I'm like, oh, that's right, Netflix. You know how much money Netflix has gotten from me over the years?
All of it.
With me never thinking to check them because they don't show up on Apple TV? Stupid.
But you know what?
For
though?
me, they got my money. They won. They did well. It was stupid for me.
I think everybody's always on the brink of I'm canceling Netflix, and then they drop something new, and you go like, well,
Right.
let's see, we'll see. Let me hold off for a moment, and then you just forget about it. You just really forget about it, and I think that's where Netflix wins. At
Yeah,
all
like-
times.
That's how Peacock is.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's why if it's not Twisted Metal or The Office, I don't care.
yeah.
And
So
it's
for
same
those-
with Paramount. Paramount's the same way. It's like they all have very little. They have so much to offer, but very little to
Paramount's
offer at the same time.
Banging right now, though. Some of those shows, like, so good.
Like, I'm amazed that Disney Plus is going to take an upswing for me because we're going to get It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and that's where I got to go to watch it now.
Yep.
That's so bizarre to me.
Listen, man, a lot of other streaming sites outside of Netflix have gone through, well, not gone through, but are going through some big transformations. That's going to get us back into them. So, you know, just Netflix
as
got to
far
catch
as-
up.
The Bear. Yeah, I still got to start that.
Sandman goes, the first 6 episodes drop tomorrow, July 3rd, and then we get the rest of the show, Volume 2, on the 24th, and that's it. That's
And by the way,
everything.
tomorrow for you guys is yesterday.
Lance,
Yesterday?
It's
Tomorrow?
thank you
yesterday.
for buttoning that up for us. Moving on.
Oh, God, we're moving on to Michael Bay, though.
Oh, man.
Explosions from Michael Bay. Boom, boom, zoom, zoom, zoom.
Yeah, all right. Michael Bay's
Huey
back.
death stare is
I know.
happening right now.
I know, because it's Michael Bay, and I'm never excited about Michael Bay. Michael Bay is returning to Transform. Wow, wasn't ready for that. First time Huey speaks up, and we gotta bleep him. Anyway,
Just anything. It's just bleep, beep, bleep, beep.
Michael Bay's back apparently for the next round of Transformers movies.
Huge rumor.
That's the big takeaway from this story. Apparently, is that he's coming back because the franchise has been suffering. So they feel as though that Michael Bay will make it better. The action will be great.
Won't be able to
but
see it.
The story won't be better.
No, it will be. It'll just be a lot of slow motion American flags, a lot of sunsets.
Close up of a robot's balls.
Stopping the movie to explain why statutory rape is okay.
Oh,
Damn.
They tell me they don't do that in the movie. It's the most bizarre scene I've ever seen in my life, where they stop the movie and the guy literally has a laminated card in his wallet that says, "It's okay that I'm dating a 17-year-old, even though I'm over the age of 18."
oh,
It's
I
the
didn't see
it's
Is
the
that
I didn't
all of
weirdest.
that on the card?
He's got a card that explains the Romeo and Juliet law that he gives to her dad. and that says it's cool that I date your underage daughter. It's just like, you went out of your way to print this out, laminate it, and put it in your wallet.
Damn.
Maybe instead, Michael Bay or writing team, just make her 18, and then you don't have to worry about that scene at all. Save some time. Just, you are the writers. You don't have to put that in your story. Like, you know when they made It and they removed the kids in the sewer at the end?
Yes.
There's a smart reason that they did that.
Yeah.
You should have followed suit, Michael Bay. I don't even know if that was Michael Bay's fault, to be honest. I got to stop throwing his name in it because it might not be him. I don't know who worked on that one, but I don't, as Huey knows, I don't like most of the Transformers movies. It's true. I don't care about any one of them. Transformers 1 is the only one I liked.
Oh,
Cartoon
Transformers.
rocks.
Yeah, Transformers 1.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So good.
that
So
deserves
good.
a sequel.
It's disappointing knowing that, you know, all the nonsense I just talked about is going to get revisited before they will do a sequel to Transformers 1.
Which is crazy.
But we're getting this wild Street Fighter movie.
No,
That's
look
just
at
gonna
you.
be-
Look at
See, you were almost there, but there was one more
Almost
Transformers
missed one
bit.
thing, Lance.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's right. We did have one more. So that was pretty good, though. I appreciate
That was a
it.
good one.
Exciting.
I appreciate.
Yeah,
Can
it
we all
was.
just take a second? Thank you, Lance. I appreciate. Good job.
It was
buddy.
good.
It's good
Nice.
job. It's good job. All right, reel it back in. Let's talk about the actual cartoon. Actually, you know what was Buzz giving us the segue? Or did he even not realize that it was a
trying
segue
to.
into an animated cartoon?
I was like, what are we talking about?
It's animated.
No, this
I was
is
saying the animated show was great when you guys were saying the movie sucked. So.
well. There is a new potential animated show, which is the psychic of Buzz knew that was what we were moving to. So segue Buzz over here, moving to the potential Energon television show, animated television show, which would be amazing. An Energon universe of connected G.I. Joe, Void Rivals. Sorry, the dyslexia kicked in.
Roid Rivals.
Roid Rivals. Void Rivals. And then we've got G.I. Joe.
We are killing it.
And Form Transers. All of them are going to be in a universe together. No, they're going to potentially. We don't know if this is true, but we do know that a cartoon was recently sold on the idea of doing a shared universe between those three properties. Now, will it follow the way the comics have been going? Would be smart. It did a really good job of pulling everybody in. I feel like they should use that.
That would be the way.
I think it would be a real smart move, but we don't know how true that is, and it'll probably be a streamlined version of the story. Because I don't know if we're getting 3 cartoons, a Void Rivals one, a Transformers, or a G.I. Joe, or is it a single show that's more of an anthology that connects all the stories together? So maybe
I would
one.
think it's 3.
You think it's going to be 3 shows?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
think?
Kirkman's a marketing genius right now.
Yeah, and I was going to say, like, the Kirkman news preempted the Michael Bay news, and they probably linked because Kirkman's whole run, like getting knocked out of Walking Dead by Nicotero, he came back with a vengeance, and with Invincible and everything he picked up.
He's buying yachts.
Yeah,
Wait. He got knocked out? What do you mean by that?
he's not. He wasn't. He's not. He's the owner. He created the show, but like Nicotero runs the whole thing and just kind of like slowly just squeezed like Kirkman.
Oh, you're
out.
talking about the TV show. I gotcha.
I'm talking about like the IP. Like the IP.
Wait, he got squeezed out of Walking Dead? I didn't know that.
Not completely. I'm just saying that Nicotero like basically became like the showrunner on it, which was basically guiding what they did.
Gotcha.
And so Kirkman was like, "Well, then, cool. See ya."
Is that why he ended it at 97? Because I don't care what he said.
cut the cord on the comic. He cut the cord on the comic because he wasn't controlling the show anymore, and he jumped and put everything into Invincible because of that. And then Invincible took off because it's good. And then he went and bought all the other stuff to do what he's doing now. It was all planned.
It makes so much more sense because
It was
he
all
kept
planned.
saying that, like, oh no, I've always wanted to end this is where I wanted to end
He
the
got
comic. No
edged
way.
out. He got edged out of Walking Dead because his whole Walking Dead thing was a fluke anyway. He was ripping off Night of the Living Dead. You change the name, you make it something else. It actually caught on. He gets a TV show. He screws his friend out of it all, and then it does well. And then because he's not like George Romero, and Nicotero basically is a descendant of him, he did the show better. And then so you don't need Kirkman anymore. So he's like, cool, I'm ending the comic, going back to Invincible.
It makes
Took all his money and all his toys, left the sandbox, and went and got a TV show for Invincible.
Hey, it makes way more sense than my plan was always to end at 197.
It was never the plan. He didn't have a plan to end it at all because they didn't know it was going to be any good. They just got off Battle Pope, for Christ's sake.
I'm sorry, what? What? Battle Pope?
Battle Pope. Tony Moore, Robert Kirkman, Battle Pope. Look it up. Kevin Smith. Put them on blast. And they got picked up by Image. And then they got Walking Dead, which was a Night of the Living Dead like throwback. They were honoring it, but it was trademarked again. So you couldn't do that. So Walking Dead was like the next thing, which wasn't really supposed to really do that well.
Well, it was also a
Looks
lie.
awesome.
Yeah.
It might be my favorite story in comics of how he got that book printed, where he lied and said it was an alien story. And then they said, "Well, where are the aliens?" And he went, "Oh, I lied."
Void Rivals.
Aliens.
Well,
He made Void Rivals.
Yeah.
and he made Invincible. So that
You
was
will,
our
you will say whatever you have to say to succeed in the comic book industry.
I know, and not one person at Image complained after the sales numbers came in for the first couple issues. So that's why it was like, "Hey, I can't believe what you're doing. It's going well, but I didn't see anything about aliens."
Oh, yeah, no, they're coming. They're coming.
No, he didn't say that. He just flat out, because the numbers were decent, he thought it was okay to admit that he lied.
Oh, wow.
So there was no alien. That's why issue 100, not issue 100, issue 50 is in, I think it's issue 50, is in color, and they turn into superheroes, and aliens do invade. And that's because it's to mock the fact that it was all a lie to get it produced anyway.
That's
That's
crazy.
fantastic.
Which is more Night of the Living Dead lore, because on the radio announcement in the movie, they talk about a comet that passed the Earth and brought them all back. So that's the thing about writing comics. You got to be able to pitch something right there in the spot when you're talking to someone about it. You don't need time to you don't have time to create it. You have to be able to be like, no, this is what I have. Do that, and
And you have to have 5 of them.
Yeah, you have to sell it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that. What's
of
next?
them.
I
Did
don't
I
have
mention the aliens?
Yeah.
Menti, it's issue 75.
75. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. All right,
I think I'll be drawn.
let's move on to Lance. Try it again.
All right. So, but we're not getting Transformers 2, but we're getting this wild Street Fighter movie. It's this cast is insane.
All right, first off, I didn't know there was a Street Fighter movie coming. Did anyone know there was
Yeah.
a Street Fighter movie coming? I had no idea.
I saw something about it, but I was like, there's no way.
Just based off the casting things, I thought it was just like fan stuff. Like,
It-
oh
it-
yeah,
you know what
Great, yeah.
It feels like, and we'll tell you the cast in just a minute, but we're going to milk this moment a little longer. It feels like Borderlands.
It
Like when they
does.
announced the cast for Borderlands, and you're like, man, they're putting Kevin Hart in everything.
right. Kate Blanchett.
So, yeah, let's go through this cast so far. So, what do we got?
Yeah.
50.
Go ahead.
Is
all
it
rumored.
50 or is it
Or
50?
wait, confirmed.
Is it,
Is confirmed?
Some are confirmed, some are rumored.
I
would
think
say
it's
confirmed
I
by
think
him
It's
because
50.
he tweeted it out.
It is 50.
Sorry, the
Well,
Andrew
it's-
Scholes is not confirmed yet, but that's the ones rumored.
Can we say them all first, Moshko? We have not even gotten past the first name.
Jason Momoa, Roman Reeves,
Wow.
Who are they playing,
Orville
Moshko?
Peck,
Okay, so
Balrog, Ryu, Ken.
Well, we're definitely not making a clip out of Street Fighter.
Yeah, we are.
listen,
it's not
honest
going
to
to get
goodness-
any clicks.
of all the, can we finish going through the names before I even say anything? Where are we at? We at
All right,
We did
50
get
Cent. We're still on 50 Cent. All right. Balrog.
I like it.
Yeah.
Weird, but I like it. You saying the rest, or who?
Oh, I thought we were bouncing off. All right. We got Andrew Koji from Warrior playing Ryu. That could be cool. I'm not
guess.
familiar.
Nope.
Yeah, Jason Momoa playing Blanca. That's gonna be it.
Jason
One of
Momoa
those.
as actual Blanca, but seeing him as the scientist first is going to be weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be weird.
Roman Reigns playing Akuma.
I don't
Akuma.
like it. I don't like it.
You don't like it? Oh, I
Roman
feel
Reigns
like
is Akuma? No, I don't. I do
Yeah.
not like that. I don't like that. Not at all.
make his hair red.
The
just
look is there, but
That's all they're basing this on, bro.
big
which is
hair.
This
why
is just the look. This is Hollywood button mashing.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
right.
it's
It's just like a
go ahead.
John
Oh,
Cena
one.
is going to be in it.
right.
Jack Black.
We're gonna get Johnny
Anna
Cage
Joy
as a
Taylor.
cameo for some reason.
Yeah, exactly. Anna Joy Taylor is Cammy.
Right.
This casting looks like they got wind of Mortal Kombat. Was like, no, we can do worse.
All right, so what do we got? Chun-Li? Who's Chun-Li? What is...
Kalina Lang?
Liang.
Leon?
Okay. How about who's Orville Peck from the Masked Country Singer? Who the hell is that? Playing
Someone who's
Vega?
going to continue to wear a mask. Yeah, Vega. And then we got Andrew Schultz, who's a comedian.
Damn.
That makes sense.
Hibiki.
That makes
That's-
sense.
Yeah, but why are we introducing characters like Akuma? Like Akuma I kind of get, but Dan?
Dan doesn't need to be
Dan.
there.
Why are we introducing Dan? He better just be a throwaway character that just gets beat up. Like, that's how Schultz should play Dan. Just gets beat up instantly.
Yes, and you know what? As far as all this,
But anyway,
ridiculous
isn't
casting-
Dan the one with the pink
Yes.
gi?
Yes.
For anyone who doesn't know
Yep.
who this character is, he's another Ken Ryu ripoff with a pink gi.
He's the one that has a fireball that flies less range than Chun-Li's, but originally did. It's
Dumb.
yeah,
Dumb, and I really don't care. Like, to me, this feels just as bad as
the first, not the
Borderlands.
first.
as Mortal Kombat.
Yes, the remake.
Doesn't make me feel any better. I feel like I'll get one good scene, maybe two, like Mortal Kombat gave me, and then the rest will be just garbage.
Honestly, good as the only casting of this that makes sense to me is 50 as Balrog.
There he is. There's
I know-
Pinky Dan.
It's going to be so good.
I know 50
gonna be
does have a little bit
great.
of a boxing background, so it makes sense. I can see that happening. And
Oh, I
he's
think 50
got the
would be good.
size.
I
Yeah,
think
he'll
50
be
would
Yeah.
be good.
The
I
rest
want
of
to see
this-
Method Man take more nerdy roles. He's trying so hard. Nobody will give him anything.
Yo, if he wants to play Bishop, the last time I heard him say anything about
He's
it,
been trying to get Bishop for years.
dude, I would love to see Method Bishop.
Oh, 10 minutes? Moving
Whoa.
on. Let's get over to comic books.
All right.
Get over to comic books.
Comics.
Comic book time. Why are we still talking about stupid? Wait, no, hold on. Fast and the Furious, Mashko. Go ahead. You got 2 minutes.
April
Yeah, 10 seconds.
2027, taking it back to the streets.
Yeah, Paul
What?
Walker's coming back.
Possibly.
Somehow.
Taking it back to this.
No,
the other
it's
movie.
not.
It's all good.
It's not potentially. That's like what's his name? Vin Diesel did a whole speech on a microphone talking
I
about
know.
I will only do the movie if we bring it back to car culture and we bring back Brian. Why? You gave him a
sorry.
good
As a
send off,
zombie?
man.
He's not dead in the movie, so why not?
Yeah, I think that's terrible.
We
brother's
have
gonna
the
play him.
technology. We have
can
his
build him.
brothers.
He's going to be the next car.
Yeah,
Like
I
that
don't.
Rick and
Yeah,
Morty.
but we've talked about
Yeah,
this
there you
before. Do we really want to go down this road where we keep resurrecting people in movies?
Return of Paul Walker.
They'll bring
Like,
him back as an
literally.
AI. He'll be Kit.
Booyah. That's it right there.
Wow.
Supercar.
Wow.
Yep.
Comics.
I feel like that is just as respectful as trying to bring him back as a main character of this friggin' movie. Like I feel like this is a weird thing to do.
There would not be a lot of screen time.
We don't
Yeah.
know.
Real.
It'd be
Apparently,
very,
I
very expensive.
don't know, but I've never seen it. But apparently in 7, there was multiple scenes with his brother where they CGI'd him into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want a whole movie of that?
I think it would actually
7
probably
was
be
great.
better at this point with technology.
Let's hope.
Um,
Let's hope. Then give
we'll
me
see.
Luke. That's all I,
mean,
care about.
The stuff AI.
This
is
will be a test
doing.
on whether or not Luke's show is worth it.
True that.
All right, comics.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Save me. All right. Well, let's first off, what did everyone find interesting this week? I mean, I feel like this was a decent enough week. Yeah. I mean, I would say the winner, even though Lance is on the show and is going to 100% disagree, is absolutely Ultimate Spider-Man. I've loved it. I think it's really, really great on how they're setting up the world and how they're moving forward with Venom. I love the fact that Venom is a thing now. Like
Yeah.
he's named and he is Peter's son's sidekick. I love that idea. I love the way that he is tied in with Felicia Harding. I think that's really, really cool. I love how Dr. Octopus is in this new world and that he's just kind of snaky and alone.
Snaky and alone.
Well, when you see him, it's uncomfortable
didn't
when
read
you
it.
see him. But so far, every variation of the characters that we've been given have all just been win after win after win.
Yeah, and the Mysterios were
The
that was
Mysterios
probably
are
the
still cool.
biggest. Yeah.
Part of a
Mysterios are
balanced
still
breakfast.
cool. What's up?
Part of a balanced breakfast.
Big old bowl of Mysterios.
I'm digging Gwen as Mysterio.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the White Queen a little bit.
Yeah. Even who was Robbie
Robbie on the Robbie
Yeah.
being Mysterio is weird. I thought that was interesting. But yeah, I still think it was the best book this week. Well, I guess that's not actually true. It's the best of the Marvel DCs because I finally got to catch up on a book that I've been very excited to read called Huck. I don't know if you guys remember when that first came out a while ago. Huck
Like
is
Huck Finn?
It's a Dark Horse book. It is about I guess the best way to explain it, it's like Sling Blade meets Ted Lasso meets Superman. It's a bizarre mix, but it's you just want to hug the comic when you're done. It's got the same Ted Lasso vibe.
Oh, wow.
Where it's just so nice. It's all about he's a little slow, but he's got Superman like
Gonna kick
powers,
that
and he
soccer ball.
just wants to do some good things. That's all he wants to do is good deeds. It's just such a heartwarming book. And it was very short when it came out originally, and they now came back out with more of an origin and meeting more superpowered characters and expanding the world. So we've got Huck, Big Bad World, issue 1 and 2. When I wasn't on the show, issue 1 came out, so I didn't get a chance. So I caught up, and it was by far my favorite read this week. Both issues are just you can't help but just love the characters involved, and it's goofy, and it's pleasant, and it's fun, and it's positive, and it's I can't sing enough praises. I'm amazed that Huck hasn't been turned into something with how popular Ted Lasso was and how popular superheroes are. Anyway, that's my Huck elevator pitch. It's worth your time.
Sounds like something I want to.
Huck.
And who read Absolute Martian Manhunter?
I did not.
did. Oh, really?
I meant to. It was the one book I didn't get to. Well, actually, that's not true. I didn't get to a bunch of books, but it was the book on the top of the list of, like, if you look at my to read still list, that's number 1.
What'd you think of it? Features?
I like it. It's still abstract, and the dynamic between the Martian and the main character, who's funny enough is John Jones.
How's it?
It does.
How's that funny?
It feels like this issue did slow it down quite a bit.
Yeah,
Heavyweight.
and I'm not sure if, like, we know, like, they're on a lookout for, like, the white Martians, but the things that are happening in the world right now is kind of like it just feels weird. Now I just need to pick up more. I need more from it.
I
So
feel like I
that's
want the
allure.
last issue of this series just to give me some kind of, perspective on what they're doing, because each issue feels like it's going in a different direction, but at the same direction at the same time.
So
And
it sounds like
weird.
a cool art style is starting to wear thin when the story isn't supporting it properly.
Yeah, this issue more than the others, but this one does feel like a break week for that show.
Because it is a
For
cool
that-
book.
that book.
The
Yeah.
first 2 issues are really, really cool, but it is. I can see how this would be an easy drop.
Yeah.
Like if you're like, I got a lot of books to read this week, hence
Well, they
why
don't-
it's top of my to read pile.
Yeah. I'm going to keep reading it, but if the next one is as slow as this one is, I might drop it.
I might be on that same wave, but it's still right now. It is still way too interesting for me to put it down. So.
You know what was dope with the Absolute Universe?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Woo! Love me some Wonder Woman. And you know what's starting to grow on me?
What's that?
This stupid art style. It's starting to grow on me.
It fits the narrative.
Well, and
Yeah.
I still think it's too flat, and I actually had an idea which I think would work better for it. But it does work with the kind of has a good way to word this. It almost feels like a fairy tale, like the art style.
Yeah.
It feels very like old, almost parchment papery kind of art. It's very, very flat. And I think when you go back to that one short, tiny little arc, it was only a couple issues where it was really well done. It was a little bit more computer animated or computer art.
Yeah.
Than the others were, but it was really, really. It was very vivid. It was very dynamic. It was very the way it's used with space was really cool, and it was an art style that I miss once we went back to this original. That I feel like anytime they do a flashback to the island, they should go back to this flat art style, and then anytime it's in the current day, they should go to the more robust art style. And then switch them up depending on when the narrative tells it. Because the coolest thing this book has going for it is not only is the narrative fun, but the way it plays with panels. Like
Yes.
the panel work is just incredible. It just tends to be a little flat.
It has like an Art Nouveau look to it.
Yeah.
Where they really concentrated on the art within a border of everything.
Yes.
Trying to make almost like the concept of trying to make everything an art about the whole thing.
But even I like the David Aja approach of how they use negative colors. Like, for example, so much orange on one page to then lead into the blues in the next page for the contrasting or the complementing colors. Like,
your eyes see that better than they do if everything is colored the actual color it actually is.
oh really?
Right.
Yeah.
Because G.I. Joe does that really well too. I think
Yes.
G.I. Joe does a great job of constricting themselves to only a very limited color palette.
Comics started that way. They were only 4 colors. So it's interesting that it's heading back.
Yeah, the people are doing it on purpose now.
Might even be for deadline purposes because I think it makes sense.
That makes
Less
sense.
process in it.
Especially for someone like an absolute Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely a win this week. And still one of the best of the absolute books. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, at this point, I think I would actually put Wonder Woman as my number 2 in the absolute
Behind Superman?
universe. Yeah, right behind Superman.
Yeah, Batman still got that for me. Batman, Bane's been crazy.
Yes.
When we saw how crazy Batman looked, right, we kind of just assumed that he was just going to tank everybody.
Right.
And then you meet his rogues gallery, and they're all nightmares.
Monsters.
Yeah.
Like, out of all of them so far, I think he's the one who's got the worst go of it. And that's crazy considering what Wonder Woman has gone up against. But this is Batman with no money and muscles. That's it.
Yeah. And to be fair, I think Batman still has probably the best rogues gallery in all of comics. Close second would be, for me, would be Spider-Man, but
Yeah, well, that's always the argument, isn't it?
yeah. But like you said, his nemesis are just so for him.
In the absolute world.
Yes, they're huge monsters, and it makes sense for Batman because in the normal DC universe, it is more grounded. Here, we know it's not supposed to be exactly that, and it kind of it teeters on the fantastical, but still being grounded in a way.
What's teetering on fantastical? Absolute Batman is fantastical as shit. You kidding me? Are you kidding
Wait,
me?
you're talking about compared to like the supernaturalness of the other?
Did we not just go through the whole Mr. Freeze arc?
We did. Mr. Freeze.
How is that not supernatural?
Well, Mr. Freeze.
He's
has
an
always been
ice monster.
fantastical.
The only thing tan about that man was his nipples. He was an ice thing. He was a White Walker.
Yeah, you okay?
Marking
All right.
that.
Marking that, yeah. Got good old tan nipples.
I want to hear about Department of Truth. I actually didn't get a chance to pick that one up this week, so I want to hear what you have to say about that, Buzz.
Well, I'm looking at it now. I read like 6 books. It was the one I haven't read because I was actually counting on you to tell me about it. But
Damn it, Lance.
I'll wrap it up
Stay
for you.
tuned for
I
next
read
week.
page 1 and I'll wrap it up for you now. It just basically said it's the X-Files.
There you go.
All right.
And they said the word. So that's
Do
what
they
are.
really say the word X-Files?
Yeah.
Hey, yo, that's crazy.
All right. Gotta
Now,
go
all
pick
right,
it up.
hold on.
Not like license wise, but it's the X-Files.
Oh, there are X-Files
Yeah.
in Department.
All
of
right, so
Truth.
they're just kind of
Department of
insinuating.
Truth is like the X-Files,
Gotcha.
basically. Now they're admitting it by episode 31 or issue 31.
Took a
All right.
while. It took a while.
I will get it and I will read it. But
Me too.
that is
I'm
funny.
reading it as soon as we drop off.
All right, well, baby Huey, let's get this one out of the way because no one else is going to give a shit. Let's talk about VR Troopers.
I almost
VR.
grabbed
VR.
You like
Dang.
VR Troopers?
Who, me?
I love
Yeah.
VR Troopers.
I was going to give it a
forgot-
shot, man.
Good.
Yeah.
Damn
Yeah, I'll
right.
go grab it.
I forgot to put that on my list.
All right, pass.
It's terrible. It is. It really. It's not the greatest. But it doesn't matter because it's VR Troopers. Again, that's the point. The point. It's just like when I bought Biker Mice from Mars. I'm not expecting Shakespeare here.
Sure.
I'm just expecting a cool reimagining of a really terrible Power Rangers spinoff show that probably shouldn't have existed.
Lightning
Characters
hand,
with
come
big
in.
ears.
Because if you
And the only
Dude, you think Power Rangers doesn't have rewatch value, especially when you watch it? Does not age well.
No.
does not.
VR Troopers is the hardest thing to get through.
well,
It's just
and
so
the worst
bad.
part with the original VR Troopers was it was 2 shows they were putting together.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of times you didn't see
Well, that's why the
Ryan's
two in the
character
back-
interacting. Right.
That's
They
why
were
they
from a
all look
different show.
different. Yep.
Where do the Beetleborgs come in?
I'm surprised they haven't gotten a comic yet. Big Bad Beetleborgs could get a comic.
But
If we can get all of those?
I would say the only thing you need to know going into this is in the new rebooted continuity for Power Rangers, whereas Zordon's people from Eltar have come to Earth and they're a part of the population now.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
So
it
they're
starts
there.
at Angel
a whole-
Grove. Well, the way they explain the VR of it, I like. Because VR Troopers in the old show is they were literally fighting virtual monsters that came to the real world.
Yeah.
Which is stupid as hell. But in this one, they're actually able to see into other realities. So they can experience realities virtually.
Okay.
Right? So they do try and explain it to a degree. But it's
Kind of,
it's,
and that's
it's
where the
hand,
big
it's
villain's
hand
coming
wavy.
from.
Yeah, it's well, it seems like the big villain is Ryan Steele, right? It seems like it's an alternate universe. It's
Or his
Draken
dad.
Steele.
Wow.
Oh,
What's his
dad being cool. If it's his
Either,
dad,
it's either his dad or an alternate version of Ryan. Which
Because
maybe
if you forget, go back and watch the first. It's got to be his dad. That's such a good call. Because if you go back and watch the first episode of VR Troopers, it's like, I was learning karate with my dad, and then he left, and I spent the whole rest of my life trying to find him in my leather jacket. I'm Ryan Steele.
Even
We
in
are
the summer.
VR.
It'd be interesting to see if they could somehow get like Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad from
Dude, mix 'em
VR
all.
Troopers. Yeah.
Mix them all.
Master Rider, all of them.
What was the one where they were, because virtual reality should 100% go with it. He fought viruses.
No, Superhuman Samurai.
Oh, that was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
It was what's his name?
all right, we'll stop, Moshko. We'll stop. We'll stop.
You lost
we're
me at
just
X
getting
Files.
It was a Lawrence. It was a Lawrence brother in that, wasn't
Oh
it?
yeah, it was the younger one.
All right,
The younger one.
here, real quick.
Hawk 25 still strong. Check it out.
Okay, well, you can
Nice.
go more than that.
All right, well.
What makes it so strong? Like, what about it
It's
is
Hulk.
is keeping you in?
He's strong.
Fucking me in. It has a horror storyline. There's like a werewolf demon from hell that's trying to get Hawk's powers. Wants to use it to break out.
Werewolf, demon, and hell.
Yeah.
They never go bad together.
Paired with the Hulk.
It's a monster comic book, And Bucky showed up actually this time too to drag some sense into some of them, but I didn't hang around too long because he knew it was trouble. So
Smart move, man. Smart
Yeah.
move.
the art's stellar. If you're into Hulk, check it out because it's pretty consistent. 26 straight issues, still going.
Nice.
Yeah, well, that's been moving strong since Immortal, right? Hasn't it been the same? Is it the same team or no? The team changed.
The writer is the same, I think.
Writer's
the
the
art team has changed a little bit.
Biker Mice and Robo Force. I didn't read Robo Force. I only read Biker Mice, so I read half of it.
Oh, I thought
read-
There's
I
a
read
Biker Mice were
cartoon
going
now
to
out
Robo
for
It's a
Robo
flip.
Force.
So we got Biker Mice.
I love
Oh,
doing
Flip
okay.
the book, and then we've got Robo Force.
I love doing
Fancy.
four books with
Now,
four.
Robo Force is less than half the book, and I don't know who the hell they are, and I don't really care. But Biker Mice was great. Biker Mice.
They're part of that Nacelle universe from that, but there's a cartoon out now with Robo Force and Biker Mice making a cameo in it.
We don't need to go into
Oh.
detail about this. If you're into Biker Mice and you like the concept of Biker Mice, you're going to like this comic. If you're not,
Not-
don't pick it up.
I'm waiting for
Just
SWAT
Biker
Cats
Mice
and
from
Street
Mars
Sharks.
or just Biker Mice?
Biker Mice
in
from Mars.
general?
You have other bikes. Wait, whoa.
Just mice.
You have
riding
other.
bikes.
You have biker cats. Do you know other type of bikers?
It can be
Anthropomorphic
done.
bikers.
We have the technology.
Cats from Uranus.
Hey, now.
Let's
On
talk about
that note,
Predator Spider-Man.
Still going.
good.
It was
good.
great.
So good.
It was great. And you know what was great about it? It was Spider-Man just knocking the crap out of 3 of the Predator.
Yeah.
Like, because the whole time I'm reading this book going, Spider-Man would not be doing poor against a Predator. Spider-Man would give the Predator some work because
But-
regardless on how invisible you are, you're not hitting him.
Yeah, but
I'll
3
tell you what,
The
Predators.
one with
Right.
Craven, right?
What's up?
Yes.
Craven didn't. No,
he
Craven-
still hasn't caught his prey. Yeah.
Looks like you'll get
Is
it in
Craven
the
it?
next issue.
Yeah, that's.
I loved when Jay Jonah said he was surrounded by idiots and competence in his desk.
I do like the storyline, by the way, and I think this is a much better version of The Predator. Remember that terrible ass movie? This
Yes.
is that movie just done better. Because
Yeah.
it is a predator that has gone AWOL, that is left and gone to Earth with another predator that's hunting it. Mm-hmm. But it's a psychotic predator who's the Skinner, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So, in general,
Which is
out of all of the Predator Marvel crossovers so far,
This is the best one, I think.
it's the best story. I think Wolverine's probably the best one, but Wolverine is an anthology series more than it is a singular story because it's all the times that he ran into him throughout time. So this is a better narrative, no question.
And that one you
all
can
of
place in
them-
continuity if you want with Wolverine.
That's true. You could.
All of them are like anthology type things, except for this one, right?
No, Black Panther wasn't, and Black Panther sucked.
Yeah.
Black Panther was trash. That was we were getting into the Black Panther made me really concerned for the direction they wanted to take Predator because of the world building they did. But then we see the trailer for Badlands, and now I have no fear at all. We watched Killer of Killers, I have no fear at all. Like the guy who's in charge of expanding the Predator world is doing what exactly I think the Predator should be, which is focusing on the brutality, focusing on the hunting and the warrior aspect. Don't get too technological. It's there, but I like what was that term you used for George Lucas? The broken future?
Used future?
Used future. Yes. Everything is dirty and grimy and everything, nothing's, but it's all definitely futuristic and anyway.
As it should be. I follow there's a Predator lore channel on YouTube that's really awesome. That goes into the different tribes of him and everything.
Okay, here's what it's like living with features.
Oh God!
When you come
Hurry
home,
overtime.
a completely different lore video is always playing somewhere, and it's about some of the randomest shit. You're like, "What is this?" And it's like, "Well, there was a sequel to Aladdin." That what? Why are we watching a breakdown to the sequel of Aladdin? Anyway, that's here nor
Which
there.
one features the second one or the third one?
Any other books that really stood out to us?
Storm, did you read that features?
Issue 9? Yeah, I had to spin the block on Storm. It's still an amazing read.
That's the one where she's in prison, right? For the last one?
I always thought spin the block was a bad thing.
It depends.
If you spin the block on somebody, it's like I feel like Storm's gonna fuck you up. I feel like if you
She
spun the
would.
block on Aurora, your car's getting blown up.
She would, but and again, I think I've said this before. I love the way that they're writing Storm. They're not focused on like who she is, but they're diving. Well, not so much who she is, but they're diving more into her power set and her connection to the overall universe.
Yeah, they're expanding her, aren't they? Aren't they building her out?
Yeah, like right now she's currently she's the host of Eternity, which is giving her this wild power boost. But when it happens, Eternity's taking. I've just learned Eternity's actually in control, and Storm isn't, and she doesn't understand like that it's Eternity, and like she also has this big, super huge alien creature.
Wait, so she's not in control, but she's in control enough to know she's not in control, but doesn't know that it's Eternity that she's not in control of.
She doesn't know what exactly she doesn't know.
This show's
have
going on
control.
for eternity.
Right. My back hurts, man. That's
The show's not in control anymore.
That's fair. All right, well, ramble it off. Anyone's got any last minutes? Otherwise, we're finishing up.
We're done. Wrap
Bye.
it up.
Nobody's excited. Nobody had any books they cared about.
I didn't read much at all this week, just the Spider-Man book.
Giant size Age of Apocalypse, you find out that the Legion character is actually not David Haller. It's just all of his powers that took his form.
I don't care. I don't care. So it's a Legion book without Legion.
Wrap it up.
Yeah. But you see Apocalypse like really roll through and steamroll the X-Men in Age. But
Features at this point, this is a hostage situation.
Do
put us
that
in.
thing, Mickey.
One
Mickey,
last
if you
thing.
do that thing, we can go.
I didn't talk about it last week, but I really need to talk about the Toxic
start a
Avenger
features?
and Jesus Christ.
You can find the show at
Comic.
That Comic Podcast everywhere online. That's at That Comic Podcast, your social media choice, unless it's Twitter or X, which is That Comic Pod. But That Comic Podcast is the best place to go. You will find Baby Huey's toy reviews. You will find potentially new stuff from Lancelot over here. But you'll also find our merch
yeah.
store. There's some good stuff over on our website. Check that out. By all means, also go to Buzz's page. Hit him up for some commissions. Hit him up some. You have any? How's tattooing work for you?
Oh, the same thing. Just hit me up on Instagram at BuzzCorps.
Because we don't share a lot of that. We probably should because you do so many comic related tattoos. But this dude
Freaking
over here,
beautiful
yeah,
work.
man.
Thank you, guys.
So if you're looking for some ink, that's definitely who you need to hit up. And then Moshko's about to pass out, so
Cobra.
Also, if you guys have made it this far and you love seeing our beautiful faces, don't forget to like, comment, and smash that follow button.
Somebody remembered.
Hey, remember that Minty said that Doctor Who sucks, so tell him all about that.
A lot of Doctor Who sucks. I
Yeah.
don't disagree at all.
Tell
There's a lot of great Doctor
him
Who.
how you feel.
Most of
I'm
it sucks.
Mashko.
I'm meant
Okay, bye.
Hit that end button.
I'm featured.
Buzz.
Goodbye.
Excelsior.
This is so anticlimactic.
That's done, huh?